video. We have decided to put a shower tent on the outside of our caravan. We do have a shower inside. However, if you use that, everything gets wet, including the toilet. It's not, I mean, for emergency, I guess it's alright, but it's not something we use all the time, or not at all actually. So we've been using a pop-up tent, which works, but these things are a bit of a pain folding up, and it's not perfect. So we opted to get a Kickass tent, which are not that expensive and they look pretty good. We got one of the latest models. It's a limited model, they say. I don't know what is the case, but it fits the purpose to us, I think. So what we're gonna put it on the side here. It's almost it's a meter, so if you can see it. So it's going to be underneath the light, so we can also make use of the light outside, and obviously there is the outside shower. Now I don't want to put it there permanently, because if you go off road in the bush, it's something again which you can get stuck into a tree or a branch. So we were looking for a semi-permanent solution. I've contacted Adam from Nomadic, and he came up with a good idea, good solution. Now, apparently that's what they use themselves, and we use these, we call them furniture connections. So you got a couch, you can connect these things up like that, and that will be a perfect solution, I think. Just need to figure out where and how I'm going to put it on there, the height, and I've never been mounting anything on a composite wall, so I need to figure out what's the best way. But I'll try to show you this in this movie. Now I think I'm gonna put this on the actual awning side. You can see here it's a bit thicker here than there, and that's a hollow area which you can, I think I'm going to use rivets to do that. They've been using rivets on the inside too for this, so that's probably purposely made that way. So I think that's what I'm going to do now first. On there now, I'm happy with that. I've chosen to actually put it on the top, which leaves a bit of space there. The reason that, because if you look at the back, it's a bit raised, so it gives a little bit of space and allows a bit for space. So this should be pretty tight. Now the hardest part is going to come. I have to put these on the side. Not entirely sure how I'm going to do it yet, but I know one thing: I don't want this collar on the side of the caravan. So what I will do, I'm going to paint it black, so it's going to look a bit better. Of course, obviously it's going to be exposed when the tent is not going to be installed, and if it's black and it's not fits in right with the color scheme of the rest of the caravan. Now I need to figure out what height it's gonna get. Well, obviously you don't want it too high up, and you want to keep some kind of privacy, so you want to have a little bit of, or none at all, space on the bottom. So I need to measure how much canvas we have for privacy, and then I'll figure out how high it's gonna go on the caravan. There's plenty of room here to play around with, I think. So I think I'm taking focus on the bottom, and then top we can just adjust it accordingly. Now there's about 10 centimeters on the bottom, so I include that, and let's see how much the length is going to be. So if you take 10 centimeters all the way up here, this is the default size as it comes out of the package, so that's about 2 meters. I think that's alright. Let's have a look if I can fit that on the side of the caravan. Now I want to keep it underneath the light. Obviously it will be too high anyway if it's going to be on top of the light, but I don't want it exactly underneath the light, because then the light is just going to be blocked by the actual tent itself. So let's have a look. Again, 2 meters. Two meters is just below here, and maybe I'll put a bit lower. Let's put 190. We're not very tall people. I think 190 is better. So we make more use of the light, I think. We can keep 190. Yep. Okay, as I said, it's gonna be 1900 mil from the bottom. So I've measured that up here. 1900, and I measured up so it's actually in the middle. So my first bracket is gonna go here. I've decided to pop rivet it. I've looked up all the other things which are attached to the side wall, and a lot of them actually are riveted, so I presume that's going to work. If not, then I find another solution and cut the holes there, but anyway, I hope it will work. Once this is on, I'm not going to measure it from the bottom anymore because it's not level, so I'll measure it from the top, so it's the same height here, and let's hope this is going to work. This is aluminium. I didn't know that. What makes it a lot easier. Taking 4.8 rivets. Should be strong enough, I hope. Right, that's one. 3 to go. Reasonably happy with it. Thing is though, it's leaning a bit forward. So if you obviously unfold it, it's going to be only worse. So I have to make something which will keep it there. Okay, I found some old straps which I glued on top of each other, which is about the same distance I needed. So for the time being, I'm going to glue them on here, and that should do the job for a little while, I think. Alright, I'm going to show you now how the actual Kickass tent will work in the field. I'll show you the rubbers there. They work like a treat. It's perfectly straight. When I hang it up, so I'll see how it works. That's it. It's there. It's off. Goes up. And that's basically it. You can actually pack it down to the ground with a bit of wind. I'll show you the inside. Nice stuff. Nice thing about this tent is actually there's a flap here, which you can actually allow to have the actual shower coming in, which you can hang on here. There's plenty of bags here. You can put your shampoos and what else you need to be there. You can you can put some other stuff in here. You can even put your phone here if you want. If you want to listen to some music or even watch a video. I'm not sure who wants to do that, but anyway. There's also a roof here, which we haven't used yet. You can put a roof here on top. So if you're going to use it for a toilet, that would be nice to have a roof, I guess. You don't want to sit in the rain. But at the moment we use it just for a shower tent, which is quite well, I think, and very easy to mount. So I'm very happy with this. I prefer this above have it something permanently mounted there, like I mentioned before. I think it's better to take it off where you travel. So this is pretty good. Thanks for watching.